Hello, fellow YouTubers. LEGO WC Stop Motioner here. Welcome to viewers new and old. And today I'm taking a look at some Jakks Pacific Sonic figures. What I'm calling Team Eggman. This isn't really like an official thing. It's just what I'm calling it. So it's 4-inch Modern Metal Sonic, the new 4-inch Infinite, and 4-inch Modern Eggman. I just felt reviewing these three together works. I mean, there will probably be other characters that would fit in here, like they do maybe Orbot and Cubot, or maybe Zavok. We'll just have to see. Either way, I'm just classifying Metal Sonic as the speed character, Infinite as flight, and Eggman as strength. Just think of like the mech from SA2. So, without further ado, let's get started with Metal Sonic. Now, I do just want to preface this Metal Sonic. I got in a 2-pack with regular 4-inch Modern Sonic, so I do not have the card for him. Now we have the accessory. This is just like an egg trap thing. I'm pretty sure that's what this is called. It's nothing spectacular. It's kind of fun to just push over and over. Sorry. Either way, paintwork's alright. It's not an abysmal accessory. There's nothing I really have in mind for a good Metal Sonic accessory, so this is fine. Now the figure himself is good, but he does have some issues. First off, taking a look at the overall sculpt, as with pretty much always, the sculpt on this guy is really good. This definitely looks like modern Metal Sonic. He's got the nice creepy eyes, well, pupils with the black eyes, or I guess not pupils, but you know what I mean. He has the kind of turbine chest area, the fan on the back there. He's got the more pointed quills, and then the ears and the nose and the bolts on the kind of muzzle area. He's got these kind of mechanical looking hands. And then the feet. Just all around sculpt work on this guy is really nice. Now for his articulation, that's where we get into some of the issues. Like his head turns, that's fine. It is on a, excuse me, it is on a ball joint, but as per usual, up and down, not a whole lot going on there. Now his shoulders are very weird. Like this one works okay. Just due to the design, it's gonna be, you might notice it's cracked there slightly. It's a bit of a bummer. But it kind of angles a little bit when I lift it up. Again, that's just due to the character design. The elbow comes up and rotates right there and can go up a little bit, and ball jointed wrists. So right arm, pretty much all good. I don't really have any major complaints there. This one is really weird though. Like that works okay, but his elbow goes out to the side like that, whereas this one just goes straight. I think this is to just kind of recreate the renders for this design, but that's a very annoying design choice. And then of course his wrists are ball jointed. So yeah, not a big fan of that. And then his legs can go forward that far and back that far. Of course they can rotate. There might be a little bit of paint coming off there. Oh well. And then his knees bend and rotate. And then, of course, he's got ball-jointed ankles. So articulation is pretty good. Just this elbow, really, not a fan of that. Not a fan of that at all. Still, overall, it's a pretty nice figure. What I should also mention, there's sculpt work on the bottom of the feet, which also looks really cool. And then for comparison, of course, here he is going up against his rival Sonic. So that's cool. So I think that about does it for Metal Sonic. Again, he's good. Just the elbow, I just don't like that. Otherwise, though, I'm pretty happy with this figure. So now we can move on to Infinite, the Kylo Ren of the Sonic universe. He looks really cool and menacing, but he's a very poorly written character. Sorry, random dig at the Star Wars sequels. To be honest, when this figure was first revealed, I found that to be a very odd choice now to do one of the more recent additions to the cast, when they could have done like Wave or Storm, like another Babylon Rogue. But I do really like this design, so I'm not annoyed. It's a weird choice. Because with the Phantom Ruby, and I've heard he has an issue standing, so I'll have to lean him up against something. So there he is. Says he has 12 points for articulation. It says, this mysterious mercenary was once the leader of the Jackal squad that was later hired by Dr. Eggman when they attempted to raid his lair. Got the other figures from the wave. So, when I filmed the opening for Cream, my camera tried to sabotage that footage. I thankfully was able to salvage it, so hopefully it won't give me a hard time here. I really hope so, because that was very annoying. So, let's go and get him out. Alright. Get the Phantom Ruby out. Okay. I don't think that went too bad. Alright, let's see if it's true. Yep, down it goes. Okay. So here we have the Phantom Ruby. That's a pretty nice little accessory. I don't have a whole lot to say on it, but it's nice. Just translucent, interesting color. I dig it. Now the figure himself, this really looks like Infinite. Again, I haven't actually played Sonic Forces, but I know enough about the story and Infinite as a character, and it's just a bummer because he looks menacing. He could have been a really cool and intimidating villain, but he just isn't. Still, I think Jakks did a good job. I like how they did the hands here. His helmet design, got one eye visible, got his kind of crazy hair on the back here. It would have been cool if they could have made it where you could remove the mask, but oh well. The pointed shoes are a little odd, just based on the design in general, but you can see you got some white on the back here, which honestly, parts of this guy's color scheme kind of gives me Venom vibes. Wow, I made 2 references with this figure alone. Let's see, is his tail? Yeah, his tail is articulated. Okay, that's pretty cool. And then there's some pretty nice sculpt work on the bottom of his feet. Now for his articulation, the head is on a ball joint. A little bit more up and down. Of course, right and left, some. As I mentioned already, his tail is ball jointed. Maybe I can use that to help stand him up. I don't know. We'll see. Shoulders can do a full 360. Can go up like that. His wrists they are ball jointed, not a whole lot of ball joint movement going on there, but still. Legs can go forward that far and back that far. So he's got a knee bend and ball jointed ankles. So pretty standard articulation. That's not a bad thing. Okay, let's see. Come on, Infinite. Oh boy, you're gonna give me problems, aren't you? And then here's the villain lineup that was teased in the Forces trailers. Of course, that didn't really fully come to fruition, but pretty much just missing Zavik, and I imagine they'll do him eventually. I'm not 100% sure if I would get him because I'm not a big fan of the character or the design, but I'm also not going to say I definitely won't get him because, well, when I say that a lot of times I end up getting figures, so yeah, I'm not going to make promises that I don't keep. Still, these look pretty cool together. Infinite is a really nice figure with good articulation and sculpts. If you just didn't have that stability issue, like I can sort of get him to stand okay if I... Okay, well, now he's not. I can get him to stand all right if I kind of lean him forward a little bit. Phantom Ruby, it's a nice accessory. So I'd say that about does it for Infinite. Now we can move on to Dr. Eggman with a blue star checkpoint. It says he has 13 points for articulation. It says an evil genius with an IQ of 300. Dr. Eggman has been battling Sonic for world domination for some time. Then I have the Wave 8 version alongside, who came out alongside Rouge, Shadow, and Supersonic with the Cyan Chaos Emerald. Accessory, blue star checkpoint. It's there. At least it's not like as insulting as it was with SBO. Still, this checkpoint is bleh. Now the figure himself is pretty nice. I do have some issues with him, but overall, I think he's good. Just main thing I want to mention, like I like the sculpt and paintwork on this guy overall. Just one thing I don't like is the fact that they didn't paint the rest of the band on his goggles. So it's just the color as the same color as his skin. That bugs me. Otherwise, though, they got his glasses and his goggles. Got his nose and his mustache, which is, of course, rubbery. And you can see his teeth under there if you look closely. Of course, they got the yellow right here and the black and some gray on his feet here. And the kind of yellowish cuffs. Yeah, sculpts and paintwork on this guy overall are pretty good. Now his articulation, this is where we run into some issues. The head can rotate some, not a whole lot, but some. A little bit of up and down. Shoulders can do a full 360. That's fine. You can go up like that. The elbows are just my main complaint though with sculpt and articulation. Just feels a little awkward, just the positioning of the arms in general. And that by moving the elbows around, it kind of breaks up the sculpt work here. It's not a big deal, it's just a little complaint I have. Then of course, ball jointed wrists. They can rotate. Then legs can go forward that far and back that far, not a whole lot, but if you rotate them, then they can go out a lot further. And of course you get knee bends, and not super noticeable, but you do have ball jointed ankles. So, I mean, it's not bad articulation, it's just a little limited. And then comparison, of course, here he is with Sonic. And to be honest, while he is taller, he's definitely not as a whole lot taller like he should be. And he's a figure that I think they could have stood to maybe make a 5-inch figure. Of course, we're going to be getting that in Sonic Prime. So, hey, maybe they'll do a standard game Eggman and they'll make him a 5-inch. That'd be nice. So, here's a comparison. So So aside from the band on the goggles and the issue with the elbows, I think this figure looks really good. I just wish there was a little bit more going on with the articulation, but with it being a figure like Eggman, who's not very agile, I can kind of understand it. So that's Eggman and Team Eggman. Falls over right as I hit record. So overall, I'd say some pretty solid figures. Out of all of these, I don't know how I'd rank them. I mean, probably Metal Sonic #1. Really, my only issue I have with him is the elbow. I'd say Infinite is second. He'd be my favorite if he just didn't have the stability issue. Eggman's really good, just I have some issues with him that drag him down a little bit. Now, if you're wanting to get these figures, Metal Sonic is getting repacked in Wave 13 right now. And one thing I want to mention is that I've seen some people who have a Metal Sonic who appears to have the Jakks Gold color scheme, and then when I've seen it in stores, it doesn't. So is there like some sort of variant going around with that repack? That's very interesting. Then if you want to get Infinite, of course, he's out right now. Actually, might be a little bit harder to find, but Wave 13, last time I checked, is still available on Big Bad Toy Store. So if you want to get him, you can get him there. Dr. Eggman, I haven't actually checked recently, but I imagine he's not too expensive on eBay, relatively speaking. And of course, this is Eggman, so I'm sure there will be many repacks of him in the future. So if you're wanting to get them, that's how I recommend going about getting them. So this will probably be my last Sonic review for a little while. Figures I'm waiting for now, I need to get I need to get a Super Shadow in some form, and then the Blue Chaos Emerald so I can review the Super Hedgehogs, and waiting for when Blaze comes out so I can review her with silver. And for ones like Chaos, I'm still not 100% sure what I'll do, and so on and so forth. And of course, there's classic characters. I have some possible ideas there. So, hope you've enjoyed these reviews that came a lot sooner than I thought they would, and I hope you look forward to future reviews. And as always, be sure to comment down below what you think of these figures. And if you like this video, please be sure to like, share, subscribe, and God bless.